keep my hands on myself. Take out, dust them off, put them back up on the shelf. Kiss my little baby girl as in me. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still.
Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
What's up?
We are back with another video of this week. I thought she was gonna say that, but it's okay.
That's what you're gonna say.
But it's okay. We want to thank you guys for the 765 subscribers that we have. I guess Christian's gonna put out the list and thank each one of them.
Yeah, we're gonna go through each one. So this is gonna be the whole video, just thanking each person. So let me. No, just kidding. That would take too long. But we really do appreciate it. And as you guys know, at the end of our videos, we've been doing like sort of like crazy outros, where we're just being creative with them. And we have a really good one for the end of this video. But we want you guys to submit your own outros where you tell people to like and subscribe and comment to our video. So send them to Zia's Facebook.
My inbox, and
yeah, the
we'll
link.
put them up on our videos too. So
Yeah, and the link's in the description of the YouTube page, or just search Zianda Smith on Facebook. And yeah, we'll go through them, and the best one we'll feature in our video. All right, so today we got an interesting topic. We're super excited. It's about race and racism in today's world, and our personal opinions on both of those. And so before we start, we just want to clarify, like, obviously our opinions aren't like fact. We're not scientists, we're not doctors, we don't know everything.
Yep.
We just want to expand onto your perspective, and then hopefully you guys can help us as well add on to ours.
Yeah, and you're allowed to have your own opinion,
Yeah.
obviously, and like you can comment down below on what you think, and like what are your opinions, and
Just
like,
keep it civil though, like don't be rude about it, and
so we can like reply back and interact with you.
yeah, and then hopefully we can learn new things, and we'll help you guys learn new things as well.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and then what we say obviously doesn't apply to every black person or every white person. Like that's crazy to have those generalizations, but it's more just like our observations and our opinions. So hope you enjoy.
Hope you enjoy.
Boom.
And before Christian and I got married, my mom made this very interesting observation that
Yeah.
people in Africa tend to be darker skinned. Because we had adapted to our living conditions, and we our bodies produces melanin to protect us from the heat and our climate.
And I've never heard of melanin before. Zia mentioned it. It's the first time I heard it once we started talking. I always saw her post about melanin. Melanin dripping.
It's like, what is melanin? I'm like, are you serious? You don't know what melanin is?
Yeah, I never heard of it. And it kind of shows like how uneducated some people can be. But yeah, like I learned that everyone's body develops melanin, even white people. But we just develop a lot less than darker skinned people. And the melanin actually protects the skin against UV rays from the sun. So you can't get sunburnt. It helps you, protects you from like skin cancer, and just helps you absorb the heat better. While we don't have that. We turn bright red from the sun too much.
You guys are made for the snow.
Yeah, we're made for the snow. But yeah, one thing that like I learned is that the biggest organ of the body is the skin.
Yeah.
And it literally covers your entire body from the outside. And I think it's a gift from God, because like skin adapts to the environment and the conditions that we live in.
Is it a pigment or an organ?
It's an organ, yeah. But the pigment, which is like the color, is melanin. And so, like everyone has like their own skin. Our bodies adapt to our conditions, and like one of those ways is like our noses. Like white people have different noses than black people.
As you can tell, right?
Yeah, we have our. People say we have a beak sometimes.
Yeah. It's a nut. You guys have narrow noses, and we have those big wide noses, and
they're both beautiful.
They're both beautiful, and like and my mom said this as well. I'm gonna always go to her. Sorry, guys.
We love Mama.
And she said that like we have wider noses because we need more oxygen.
Because of the heat, right?
Yeah, because of the heat, and because we need more oxygen.
Yeah. And then we have narrow noses like to help us with the cold, and so we're not like breathing as much cold air, because it gets really cold in some places. And
It gets really cold in Utah, guys.
yeah, another difference between like us is I have hair, lots
Yeah.
of it. I got
Yeah.
hair on my arm, I got hair on my back, my legs,
On your
on my chest, even on my hands I have hair.
Even on your toesies.
Yeah, even my toes. I'm not gonna show that though. That's gross. Like when I was in South Africa, sometimes like the little kids would come up to me and they would just like start stroking my arm hair. And I'm like, what are they doing? And they were just like amazed because you guys don't have like hair on your bodies as much.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's another example of like our bodies adapting to our conditions, because white people tend to live in the cold more, and so we need that hair to keep us warm.
Yeah.
And if we lived in the
It's
heat, we would die.
Yeah. It's like a blanket of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. And then you guys don't have hair.
We don't have hair.
Yeah.
Not that we don't have hair, but we have a little bit. It's not like we don't have hair at all. We
Yeah.
do. But like it's minimal because we don't need it as much. And the other thing that we have is this kinky, spongy looking, beautiful hair.
Oh, I
we
love
have we have this spongy hair that helps us for when we sweat. It absorbs all the water and all
Yeah.
and helps us with the heat as well. That's why it's spongy looking, in case you don't know. I don't mind when people touch my hair though. Other people do
it. You
mind.
used to not like it.
Yeah, I used to not like it, but
You would have your afro and people
Yeah.
would want to touch it and you'd be like, heck no, stay back. You
But I
need a
don't
written
anymore.
permission signed.
signed.
Yeah, and then like white people, we have like long, like silky, thick, like hair that can be lighter as well. And I feel like that's also like the same
Some
example.
sort
They keep us warm. Yeah, it's like a blanket on top of our head. We got free blankets. You're just jealous.
Yeah, Heavenly Father knew that we're gonna need
Uh-huh.
these blankets.
And like not like one isn't better than the other. They're just different. They're both unique. They're both beautiful.
They both have their purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like we should embrace it. We should love it and not like want or feel down about our hair or want the other person's type of hair. Like we should appreciate it. We should,
Oh my word.
yeah. And Zia has beautiful hair. I love her hair like crazy. Even though she's a different hairstyle like every other day.
Which Zia am I gonna do today?
Yeah, which Zia's gonna be today. And then like we've talked about all these things, and if you look at it like geographically, like most white people, they live in like the northern hemisphere, right? They live in America, they live in Europe, and then as you get closer to the equator, you have places like Nigeria, where they're very dark, right? They're very, very dark. And then as you go down more south, you get South Africa, and they tend to be a little bit more light-skinned.
Nigeria
Unless you're
is
Zia.
closer.
Zia's pretty dark-skinned.
Nigeria is close to the equator.
Yeah.
They have to be
Freaking
dark.
hot there.
They have to be dark. And as you go down the equator, it's not as hot, but it's still hot. And we're very dark people.
And like obviously that's the case for like before there was like travel across the whole world with airplanes and all that stuff. Like now the world is becoming more and more of like a mixing and melting pot of people living anywhere and everywhere. But before there was planes, like that was the situation. And so we all adapted. We're all
To our
beautiful,
conditions.
and we should all love our skin and our different features.
And embrace them. We look different. We should embrace it instead of like being all over the place and being
Yeah.
scared of experiencing different things.
Got it. Okay, so we talked about like the physical attributes and like our uniqueness, but there's also like our characteristics and our attributes that are different and unique.
Yep. And we do know that black people are artistically gifted.
Yeah.
And black people can sing. black
Oh,
people can-
amen. You go to church in South Africa, everyone can harmonize. They know their different parts like alto,
That's true.
bass. Every single one, the makulu to the baby, they can all sing. And
To the
then
baby.
and then you go to a church with a bunch of white people, it's quiet. We're like mumbling our words through.
That's not true. You guys can
Then there's
sing
that
too.
there's that one person who sings super loud but they're awful and their attitude. And obviously it's not true for everyone. There's white
Yeah.
people who can sing, there's black people who can't sing. But like generally like that's how things are.
And like we are gifted, like I said, we're gifted artistically. We can
Yeah.
do sports. We can draw. There's one sport that we cannot do though.
Oh no, I already know what it is.
There's that sport. I'm not gonna say.
Do you
it again.
ever watch the Olympics and see like a black person in like the swimming?
No. What do we want there?
What do you want? Why are you guys so scared of swimming?
Because because of our hair. It shrinks.
It's so you're just worried about your hair.
Yeah.
You're not scared about drowning or anything like that?
Probably drying too, but the most important thing is my hair.
Is
I
the
don't
hair.
want it to be wet. I don't want it to. Like sometimes you have a lot of things going on in your hair, like right now.
Yeah.
I don't want this underwater at all.
It makes me think, like, I wonder if, like, the nose is a part of, like, the swimming. Like, you know how we have narrow noses? So maybe it helps us, like, not breathe in as much water. But then also, you can hold your
I
breath
can hold
forever.
my breath forever.
Like,
I can
she'll been there
hold
for,
my
like,
breath
3
for a
minutes.
really long time.
But then
I don't-
swimming, you're like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you're getting there, you're learning. So yeah, there's that. And then, like, one thing I've noticed as well is, like, the difference in, like, character, like, personalities among black people and white people. Like, in, like, black communities, you have, like, everyone's involved. Like,
Sense
all
of
the neighbors,
community.
yeah. All the neighbors know each other. Like, they help each other. They check up on each other. Like, you can
Yeah.
go to people's houses. It's not, like, awkward or weird. And, like, there's pros and cons to that. Like, maybe people will gossip. Or talk trash about you.
I don't know that.
I'm sure it happens. And then white people, you know, we like our peace and quiet.
Yeah, you can't even go to the neighbor here. You can't do that.
Yeah, they're like, what the heck are you doing in my house? I'm gonna shoot you. Get the shotgun. Yeah, we like to kind of keep to ourselves. And, like, obviously it's not true for everyone.
And that was really weird for me when I moved here. Like, you don't even go to your neighbors. Like, you hardly even see them. To
Yeah.
be honest, you hardly even see your neighbors. While back home, you can stand on the fence and you're screaming and calling whoever.
Yeah.
You don't do that here at all.
So yeah, we're just different in those ways. There's good and bad to both, but it's beautiful in its own. And there's a lot more, like, characteristics and attributes that are, like, unique to each race. And it's important to learn from each other.
Yeah.
Just because you're different doesn't mean you're weird. So, like, that's our opinion on race. And so now we're gonna get into our views on racism. So obviously racism is huge in today's world. It freaking sucks. I hate it. I wish it didn't exist.
Yeah. But the reality of it, people tend to say that, like, they don't see color, or like that's how they deal with
yeah,
racism.
that's their way to, like, their solution to deal with
to do
racism.
it, is to say they don't see color. I think it's wrong, but we know that it's not for the bad. They don't have bad intentions.
Yeah.
They have really good intentions. Like, they want to see people as one and, like, want to see people as equals. But
Yeah.
to say that you don't see color is kind of ignoring the beauty of it.
Yeah, the beauty of each person, the uniqueness. And if you say I don't see color, then you ignore the fact that, like, there's beauty and there's unique characteristics of being black, and there's beauty and unique characteristics of being white. And then so we should embrace color and appreciate it, but don't use it to judge other people, because that's a big problem in today's world.
Yeah.
And I'm always struggling with, like, this thought: why are people racist to begin with?
It's sad.
Yeah, what do you think, babe?
I think people are just comfortable with being with people that look like them,
Yeah.
and being comfortable with people that
Who act like them.
But, like, if you can strike up a conversation with somebody who looks totally different than you, there's a high chance of likelihood that you might have something in common with this other person. No
Yeah,
matter
because guess
how-
what? You both got ears.
Yeah,
You
and,
both got
like-
feet.
and, like, it's just sad. I don't know how I would hate someone because they look different than me. I don't have that, and I don't want to have that.
And I think, like, it's a human reaction, which isn't a good reaction, that if something's different,
You chase it away.
chase it away. Yeah, or I don't know, you jump to conclusions, like, with how this person is or how they act, and it's just built, like, as the world has
Is it
gone
gonna
on.
hurt me?
Is it gonna hurt me? Yeah. And, like, honestly, like, you can learn from people of different races. Like, black people have great family values. They really stick up for their family. They take care of everyone in their family. Like, you guys call people your cousins even if you're not actually cousins. And, like, if a white person and a black person start talking, then they can learn, oh, like, teach me some of your family values, and then white people can teach them, like, of whatever their values are. And, like, you'll learn that, like, you both laugh, you both love music, like, there's so much in common.
We should embrace the differences rather than, like, being scared of the unknown.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not the world today. People
I
are
wish it was
comfortable.
like that.
Yeah.
I wish it was like
Dream world. So racism is a lot different in today's world than it was in the past. In the past, it was very blatant. It was straightforward. But today, it's kind of had to, like, become more educated and like more sneaky and undercover.
More educated.
Yeah, but like I mean, it's adapted to like today's world, but it still is striving to exist. And like racism in America is a little bit different than it is in South Africa. There's a lot of similarities, obviously, but it's just different. Like, in what ways is it different in South Africa?
In South Africa, we have segregation. Segregation, I think it was the end result of the apartheid, because of people were so much used to being segregated. They ended up like living like that after 1994, and like after
There's still like black communities and
colored communities
and white communities. Yeah,
people don't want to live together. They don't,
even though they're not forced to, right?
They're not used to being a community and being together. So they prefer to be in they're comfortable.
People that are like them.
I like them.
Yeah.
Like, can I say comfortable communities?
Yeah.
Like environment.
Yeah, exactly. And then I remember another thing you mentioned one time is like when you have your resume, or I guess you guys call it CV. It's another American versus South African expression. Check out our second video. But
we put our ethnicity.
Yeah, you are required to put down like your race or your ethnicity on your resume or CV.
I was really shocked when I saw Christian Nod like putting that in his resume. I'm like, if you guys don't put it, we do. We put it. You say that you're black, and if you're white, you say that you're white. And I feel like that is so wrong.
Yeah, because then people can judge you, and then there's lots of discrimination based on what you put, and they won't hire you maybe. Then in America, you have like different forms of racism. One of the obvious ones in today's world, and there's a lot in the news, is police brutality. Blacks are mistreated, and they are treated differently by the police, and we can go into specifics about that, but we don't get involved in that right now. But like a white person could be doing the same thing as a black person, and then they'll be treated like kindly, while a black person, they assume they're a criminal or like they're up to trouble or whatever. There's lots of specifics, we could go into that, but I'm sure everyone's seen it. And then another way is like in black communities, there's also like voter suppression. And I know like there's LeBron James, he has been doing a movement to help like communities get out and vote. That's really important. And there's lots of ways that's been happening. And then there's just like there's the obvious ways where people like they assume you're lesser than them, or they're not as good as you. Or like if a black person moves into a white community, then they can like judge them, or like, I don't know, they're awkward around them. I think that's a big way racism exists. It's just, I feel like people are awkward around you. They don't,
or like they don't know what to say.
Yeah, like I'm a freaking human being, just treat me the same. It's so frustrating, but we could go on and on about that. But I feel like the solution to racism is simple, but it takes people actively pushing it, and unfortunately the people who are being racist, they don't want to change. But I feel like the solution is just to love everyone the same, and know that God does not love one race more than another.
So you guys, and all that we've said, I just want to say this one thing. Before I met Christian, I used to say they are, or like they, or like white people mistreat black people. They are mistreating black people. But now Christian keeps me so much accountable, and I so much avoid saying they or they are, because I'm looking up to this man and he never mistreats me. He never treats me any different because of the color of my skin, and he is not racist at all. So I avoid, and I've met so many good people that never treat me any different.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people in the world still.
So I avoid using they are or like they, because.
But for me, since we've been married, I've appreciated more and more how beautiful the melanin is. The black beauty I have as my wife, and I think she's seriously the most beautiful girl. And I think that it's stupid to hate someone for the color of their skin, and I think Zia is an amazing girl, and she's taught me a lot about the black culture, and I love her forever. So yeah, if you guys want to share what you've learned in the video, comment it below, or if you have your own opinion or view, we'd love to hear it so we can grow ours as well. And so we'll see ya.
Tell us what you think about our video.
Yeah, and we'll see you next video.
See you in the next
Later.
video. Bye.
I can feel it still.
Oh! Oh my gosh, what I just hit. Oh no, please, 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 please. Oh my gosh, babe, no. Oh, babe, are you okay?
Hey guys,
Babe.
don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.
No, Zia, no!